What is going on, Buff Nation? Welcome back to another video. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. It looks like things are heating up in Boulder, Colorado with a massive weekend. I'm talking about huge weekend for recruiting. Everybody came out to play, to pull out all the stops to make this thing happen with Julian Lewis and the other recruits that are there. Looks like the bat signal has been called. A commit will be happening tomorrow. Who that's going to be, I'll tell you right after the intro.
I flushed my juice down in the club.
Ooh, nice little transition there. So let's dive right into it. So let's kind of give you play by play here. The bat signal is thrown out, right? We sense something's coming tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I go, here we go. Is this going to be the Julian Lewis commit? Then Chauncey Gooden says tomorrow I'll be making an announcement. He's down to his final 10. He's there currently on an official visit. You start putting the tea leaves together, boys. Okay, it's not rocket science here. You're feeling pretty good about what's going to unfold here. The four-star offensive lineman, the 6'4", 325-pounder, okay, is looking like he's going to be a buff. That's how this is playing out. And if you're sitting watching this right now, you got to be fired up for as a Buff fan because you're looking at it. Go, you got Julian Lewis, the number 1, number 2 quarterback in the nation there. Then you got a top tier offensive lineman committed after the number 1 offensive tackle and Jordan Seaton just committed there last year. They are literally building the Great Wall of Buffalo, Colorado Buffalo, in front of you right now, Julian Lewis. And this is for you. This is for the taking. You've got some of the youngest talent in the room that they're building for you right now. What are we going to do to make this happen? Good stuff. And we're going to talk about that. So bat signal happens. Chauncey says, I'm going to be making an announcement tomorrow. Again, you're starting to feel whatever. Then just moments ago, around 7 o'clock here, about an hour or so ago, Austin Manning, Clemson insider, drops a bombshell that he believes that Chauncey will be going to Colorado. Now, this doesn't carry a lot of weight. Keep that in mind, okay? But Chauncey was possibly a Clemson commit, and so now you got the Clemson insider saying, hey, it ain't going to happen. He's going to be above. He's probably reading the tea leaves too, if I had to guess. He's probably just saying, yeah, this is where things are headed. We're going to move on, and that is it. Now, here's where this is going to go. Is this going to mean that Colorado's going to go on this tear of commitments and all of a sudden be in a top 20 class? No, not at all. I don't believe that. I think they are still on their 40-40-20. However, and I mentioned this before, I think Coach Prime's learning his ways and how he wants to maneuver his tactics with going into the transfer portal and going through the recruiting asset. I think it's important, and I think he's realizing to get the offensive lineman, the D lineman, that takes a little bit more development, get them in early and build that process up. You can go pluck out, and I say this all the time, you can go slide a number 1 cornerback and a number 1 wide receiver out of FAU anytime you need one, okay? That just lets you know that those skill positions, they're everywhere. They're a dime a dozen. It's not a shot towards anybody. It's just a matter of fact. They're very easy to go out there and fulfill. The trenches, extremely tough. It's extremely tough to go find a good offensive lineman because when there's a good offensive lineman, they're not likely to leave. But this cornerback position, even if you are really good, the up and coming talent is just that much is just as good. And it's like, I'm going to go ahead and give my guy some, the new guy more talent, and an ability to grow up. So that older guy may see some steps out where Colorado is in a good position to bring those guys in. So I digress a little bit on that, but I don't think, again, this is going to turn the nozzle on, hey, this recruiting class is going to heat up. I think they're going after particular targets, and I would imagine more linemen would come in through recruiting. Will be something we'll definitely keep an eye on and keep our eyes and ears peeled amongst that. But let's talk about Julian Lewis, because Julian Lewis is an interesting factor here that he wanted USC to focus on their defensive recruiting. I don't know if you know this or not, but they landed 3 big-time recruits about 3 months ago. Justice Terry, Isaiah Gibson, and Hilton Stubbs. Justice Terry and Isaiah Gibson both decommitted. Isaiah Gibson looks like he's going to Georgia, Justice Terry elsewhere, and Hilton Stubbs kind of got the ball dropped on him by Wilt Fong just 2 days ago, saying he's decommitted as well, although it has not publicly been announced, but everybody feels that it's going to happen. It looks like Hilton could be headed somewhere down to the Florida area, whether it's Miami, FSU, or Florida. That's where he's kind of leaning towards now. So that defense has just been annihilated very quickly. Again, a big point of emphasis for Julian Lewis, because if you have noticed, USC has struggled on the defensive side of the ball for quite some time now, especially under Lincoln Riley. So something to keep in mind. And then here's some great photos from the weekend. Obviously, the handoff from Shador to Julian, fantastic, about perfect timing. Then you've got Montrezl Walker, the linebacker, just an iconic photo symbolizing Coach Prime back when he played for the Niners. Love that. And then we got Cornell X Jr. The reason I brought this photo up in the bottom right here is because Coach Prime is a billion for a billion when this photo gets posted. What I mean is when this photo gets posted in front of this wall, usually a commit follows after. So could we see a 4-star wide receiver come flowing through as well too? I don't know. But again, we're putting tea leaves together here. He's batting 1,000 when he stands in front of that wall with the recruit. That's all I'm going to put you out there. Now, I do want to go over this really quick because the Julian Lewis nonsense of what's going on with him, how he doesn't really feel like he's bought in, he's not committed. I just don't see the amount of energy that Coach Prime and the Buffs are putting into Julian if they felt at any point that there wasn't a possibility. And I'm not saying that he's a guaranteed lock. I'm not saying that this thing is going to be a flip. But we've watched interviews. I've played it on here. We've had our thoughts on it, and we've had our opinions about it. Like, there's no way this kid flips, and he may not. The amount of energy and effort that is being put into this kid, and I think he realizes, like, look, this is the future. Coach Prime even said, I just heard this on 3 to Julian, like, look, I'm here for the long haul. And that's a big question mark. A lot of recruits out, a lot of people continue to bring up is, will Coach Prime be there after his sons leave? And he has to keep reiterating that. Again, he has to sell to these recruits like, hey, I'm going to be here. Nick Saban said I had to tell these guys, like, I'm not going anywhere either. Obviously, we know how that planned out. But these recruits don't want to commit to a coach into a program and it be flipped on its head. Although there is a transportal, that transportal is still very scary. You want to make sure that you're going somewhere that is going to be secure, and this is a big-time decision. And look, I mean, you move mountains, in my opinion, with this commitment to Colorado. There's just so much surrounding it. It is going to be a blast to watch. Again, I don't know if there's any timeline of his commitment thus far, and it feels like we are beating a dead horse, but the fact that you're able to get the prized position like Juju Lewis on your campus this many times, the amount of just energy behind it, you're getting photos with Shedeur Sanders, like, you don't maneuver this way, in my opinion, all just on a big troll. I got to believe that Juju is truly considering Buffalo here. And if I'm USC, watching my 3 big-time defense commits flip back on me, and then now this guy has been constantly being chauffeured and treated like royalty, USC's got a lot of work to do, I would imagine. But and look, Auburn had a great weekend with him as well, too, just 2 weekends ago. And he said they were fantastic. So hopefully we can get an inside interview with Juju, not ourselves, but you know what I'm talking about, and see how this whole weekend shaped up. But it seems like it was a movie. Again, you're getting the big time. It seems like the big time commit tomorrow with the offensive lineman and Chauncey Gooden. He seemed to have a good time. Looks like there could be the wide receiver down there. Just given the track record of this photo, what it tells me. And Mantrez is already committed. So there's 3 of the 4 guys, the big guys that were visiting. There's a few more there this weekend. Juju obviously being another one. Could you see a complete sweep from this past weekend? Time will tell. Time will tell. But if the big commit happens tomorrow, we will be shooting about that and talk more about Chauncey Gooden. Go over his film. If that does fall into place, which will be a big pickup, it's not going to be, again, moving much of a needle for that 2025 recruiting class. I don't see that class really knocking any socks off. I think it's going to be similar to what it's been for the last few years. Again, the portal is the move for the Buffs at the moment. But Juju, his commitment could move some needles, and we could surprise us a little bit with the recruiting class. But we will see. All in all, great stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Great photo shoots all around for the weekend. It has been fun to watch, to watch from afar. Hope you guys are enjoying the content as always. If you are, you know what to do. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love, baby.